Hope you saved the number to that dry cleaner, because the RomeBros are back with another hot, frothy load of philosophy to spill all over those toga robes. My name's Darius. We're reporting live from Casa de Warren. I'm sitting next to my man, Marcel Warren here, the host with the most, to butter that piece of toast. I don't know. It was like, that's just off the cuff.
That was how long did that take for you to plan out?
The first part? Yeah. I've been thinking about that for weeks.
Weeks? Alright.
I've been thinking about
I was going to interrupt you, and I'm like, he's going somewhere with this.
Man. Yeah,
let's see where this is going.
Been ready to ruin some dry cleaners.
Dry cleaners.
Yeah, man. So, keep that number handy. We're back with some philosophy, back from the holiday, and Marcel's going to take us through. He's had a crazy adventure on his vacation. So
I did.
We're going to unpack that. So, yeah, man.
It was a wild time.
Where'd you even go? Because I always heard was America.
I did go to America. That was exactly where I went. So I left on the Friday before Christmas, and I went over to Washington, which is where I was originally from. All my family's at, and I hung out with them for a couple days. Did Christmas with them, all that good stuff. And on Christmas Day, me and the direct family flew out to Sedona, Arizona.
Oh, nice.
Which is 2 hours north of Phoenix, 2 hours south of Flagstaff, if anyone knows where those are. Pretty much, it's pretty close to the Grand Canyon, and it's a little touristy town that you can touristize at.
Yeah?
As they say.
So what are the locals like? Is it mainly, like, Hispanic, since you're that close to the border?
I don't even know if I saw any locals. I mean, they were all... Anyone who lives there just rents out their condo.
Oh, shit. So it's just tourists.
It's pretty touristy. I would say...
Nice.
The thing that really struck out to me the most was how many Asian people there were.
Oh, nice. There. Okay.
Because, in Washington, there's tons of Asians, right?
Yeah. Oh, no, I did not know that, actually.
I mean, it's like Japan,
really?
China, you go over the Pacific, and you got Washington, California, are just right there on the border.
Oh, so
you got a pretty high density
So,
there.
you're doing, like, a, if you're on a 2D platforming game, you go to the back side of the screen, then you end up on the other side of the screen. That's Washington and Japan.
Yeah,
hey,
pretty much, yeah. So they're pretty close there. But it was really, Arizona is it's pretty close to that side. It's just a little, it feels really dumb. It's, a little bit past California. But it was kind of surprising how many there were, because, they were all touristy. It looked like they were all from California. So I guess there's a lot of Asians from California that were just like, hey, let's go to see the Grand Canyon for Christmas. It's the same thing we were doing, so can't hate them too much, but for some reason I wasn't expecting it, and they were there, but
no townies, though? Not even, working the resorts, or, not...
What I'd say about the traffic.
Oh, okay.
We did not really go out at all to see any of the townies.
Oh.
Because the traffic was so bad. It was terrible. It was awful. You would wake up, right? We were on the edge of town.
Okay.
We were on the edge of town. By 10 o'clock, the street from where we were going into town all the way to the end of town was backed up. It was at a crawl.
So it's gridlock.
Yes. There was only one lane, so it wasn't a grid. But it was gridlock, lane lock, from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Damn.
I am not kidding.
Oh,
it was just locked up the entire time. Every single day we were there. It wasn't just Friday and Saturday. No, we were there a whole week. Every single day was just locked.
And then, it's not a rush hour time where it's don't leave after 5, but just all the time.
It was literally the entirety. Anytime you would go out and look, it was bad. My mom had to go out in it just to go to, Safeway. And it took her 30 minutes to go to the Safeway. That was 2 miles down the road.
Goodness. So
yeah,
you
we didn't
have
really
to
go
really
out much.
Plan then. If you're okay, we want to be here by 5, we gotta leave the house by 3 o'clock?
Yeah, if we wanted to, we didn't do any of that. Pretty much we just left really early, 7 in the morning.
Yeah.
So that way we'd, be able to skip the traffic. Because coming back, right, that lane was fine. It was just going into town was awful.
Yeah.
So coming back, so you could go into town early at 7, and you could stay around and do stuff if you wanted to, and then come back. And even if you were after 10 or 11, you still wouldn't have any traffic because the coming back was fine. So we pretty much just did stuff early in the morning, hung around at the house for a couple of hours, and then some days we went out to eat.
Yeah.
For dinner, because you go out at we went the other way. We went out of town to go eat.
Dinner plans, do they plan okay, we're gonna go somewhere to where you can just order a plain quesadilla, or is it at the point now where there's you just gotta kind of fend for yourself wherever you guys end up?
Well, everywhere was entirely booked up.
So you couldn't even make reservations either. Like
pretty much, no. So like we wanted to go to a couple of places, and we would call them, and they were like, "Yeah, we don't got anything open for the rest of the year." And they're like, "You can come and wait if you want and see if we got anything."
Yeah.
But it was like hour and a half, 2 hours was their estimate. And we're like, yeah, we're not going to drive 30 minutes in traffic to wait 2 hours to maybe not get to eat.
Oh my gosh, man. So a lot of ordering in, like DoorDash? Or?
No, I don't even think there was DoorDash because I don't want to drive in that traffic.
Oh.
So
food would be fucking cold by the time it showed up.
So pretty much we just
Jesus,
left
man.
early or late, bought food, and just made food at the house.
Oh, yeah.
Which was cool. And then the one, I was like,
Who wants to fucking cook and do dishes on vacation?
Apparently my mom.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if you cook, you don't do the dishes in my household, right?
Oh, somebody else does
someone
the
else
dishes.
does the dishes.
Oh,
you cook.
nice. Okay.
So,
All right, that's a fair trade.
Plenty of other. Comment down below. Is your family one of the, hopefully many, that if you're the cook, you don't have to do the dishes? Because
that
would suck if you had to do both.
My mom, like growing up with my mom, she just didn't trust me to do the dishes thoroughly enough in most instances. So, unless I was grounded.
Like, you didn't do like a dishwasher?
Well, I mean, like, but a lot of stuff you have to pre-wash before you throw it in the dishwasher, too.
Okay.
You know, like, you can't just, like, cook lasagna and then throw the pan in the dishwasher afterwards. That'd be a fucking mess. But, yeah, a lot of instances, I just did things poorly to not have to do them again.
A little smart there. Hey, if you're a kid watching this, you probably shouldn't be. But if you are, let us know if you also do things poorly so you don't have to be asked to do them.
Yeah, just fuck it up. That's that was my
Just purposefully do it wrong so no one asks you again.
Yeah, man.
Genius.
Yeah. I always, like, we didn't take a lot of family vacations, especially, like, you know, younger, growing up in St. Louis, there wasn't a lot of, like, family vacations to resorts and stuff, so all I would have to go on were, like, movies. So that's why I asked you about townies, because, like, you know, I didn't know if there were, like, you know, these angry guys working the resort, like, you guys are just showing up to push up on our chick. You know what I mean? Like,
no. I mean, I didn't really interact with many people.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty much don't talk. I think we went hiking a lot. That was one of the main things in Sedona, was how many hikes there were. So we did, like, pretty much a hike every morning.
Yeah.
And on the trail, you'd meet, like, I didn't talk to anyone on the trail. I would just say, hi, good morning, you know, the standard stuff that a normal person would do. But, like, other people in my family are, like, sitting, like, making conversation. I'm like, what are you doing?
Oh, man.
These people are just hiking and making conversation. But apparently they liked it.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, we found out some of them were locals, and they would kind of tell you where the good trails are and stuff, which was fun.
Man,
pretty cool.
As a couch potato, I can't lie, dude. Like, this is kind of shaping up, on paper at least. It's not sounding like that cool of a vacation, because so far you've mentioned doing dishes and exercising. Like, what kind of fucking vacation is this, man? Like,
well,
where's...
I mean, you know, my family were pretty into exercise. Well, not like exercise, but like getting out and doing stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I ran as a kid in high school and middle school, and you know, it's just I grew up in an area where there's a lot of trails. You know, like I wasn't in a city, where you'd have to drive 4 miles to get to a trail. Like I could just drive 10 miles down the road, you know, 15 minutes or something, and boom, there's a nice juicy trail for you, waiting for you. So you know, I'm used to it. But yeah, my poor girlfriend, who was a city girl, she didn't have. I mean, she said she enjoyed the vacation, but I don't know if she enjoyed it as much as the rest of us.
Yo, like, yeah, you talking about hiking, bro? Like,
yeah, well, one day when we went hiking, her and my parents went out to the town. You know, they left early at like 7 or 8 to go into the town and look at shops or stuff, and she bought some souvenirs, which I guess was cool. Okay. I would hate doing that, but you know.
Yeah, ladies like to shop, I hear.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Yeah.
That's what I've been told on the grapevine.
Yeah.
I managed to spend $0 on that vacation from the moment I got on the airplane. No, before that, from the moment I left the gas station, that was the last thing I purchased, to the moment I got McDonald's after the plane ride back, I spent $0.
Oh, which
was like 10 days. Hey, challenge yourself to do that in the comment section, reviewers. Try to go 10 days without spending a dime.
Well, you better go with your fucking parents.
Yeah, you're probably gonna need someone else
like,
there.
Especially when it's time to eat, man. I was gonna ask you too, like, what's like the cost of living? Like, is it? I imagine it's a lot higher than here. Yeah.
I didn't really look at housing prices. I would assume, yeah.
Well, I mean, just random things, like in a gas station or like.
Oh, gas was like $3.30. So right now here in Missouri, we're at like $2.70-ish.
Okay.
For gas, and gas was like $3.30-ish.
So like a can of Coke's not gonna be like $20 by any means or anything.
I don't know. I didn't buy anything, so I don't know.
Well, fair point, yeah.
Wasn't really looking at the price of things.
Yeah.
But nothing really struck out at me. I mean, it was a tourist town, so you're going to have, little knickknacks marked up way too high.
Yeah.
But I didn't see anything that I was like, oh my god, $20 for a Coca-Cola.
Yeah, that's what I was curious about. Like, you hear about
No.
stuff like that in Japan, and...
No. I think it was just, I mean, it was inflated a little bit because it's a tourist town, so anyone that's in that town is going to have extra money to throw away.
Yeah.
But, nothing like that. But, dude, everything was booked up. It was crazy. There was 3 things that I wanted to do. There was this, like, adventure course thing, where, like, there's a bunch of, like, obstacles and a zip line and stuff to go on.
Oh, shit, like
But
Ninja Warrior, kind of?
Yeah, kind of. A little
Okay.
bit. But probably not as dangerous.
Yeah.
Probably, I would assume. But yeah, kind of similar to that. And then there was like a zoo that also had a zip line. I just really want to do a zip line, apparently.
Yeah.
But I thought it'd be cool because then like we can walk around to the zoo. Then anyone who wants the zip line can do the zip line. I thought it was great. Great idea, right? Me personally, whatever. And then I wanted to do a hot air balloon ride. Right?
Oh, man.
Those are the 3 things that I was like, man, those would be cool. Well, the hot air balloon ride was too expensive, apparently. It's $350 per person. My parents were like, yeah, we're not dishing that out. And I'm like, well, frick you too then. So I bothered them like pretty much half the vacation about being like, do you want to do that hot air balloon? We can just do that hot air balloon tonight, right?
Oh my gosh, man. I don't blame them there, dude. $350. That's a whole day's worth of studio time. You could record an entire rap album for a hot air balloon ride.
Hey, well, there you go, folks. If you're debating whether or not to hot air balloon ride or record a rap.
Yeah, drop some fresh rhymes.
They're the same price, so.
Yeah, probably a lot less of a threat of death. I mean, I guess depending on what you rap about, but...
I don't think there's any risk of death. I think the locations that were there had a 0% death rate. And no one had died on their hot air balloon rides.
Accidents happen, man.
But you being the first, and they've been
dude,
operating for like 5-10 years.
Strong gust of wind comes through there.
I think they have a plan for that. I think that happens all the time in the desert, man.
So is it one of the ones where like they got the rope and it's like fixed to, a position? Well, because that's the thing, like how, like granted, okay, they got the hot air to make it go like up or down, but like if the wind decides to go this way, like what the fuck are you gonna do? If that's not where you were planning to go.
I don't know, I'm not a hair... if you're a hot air balloon driver...
Please,
let us know.
That.
How do you avoid floating over to the next state?
How do you go right when Mother Nature says you're going left?
Maybe, what if they just go wherever maybe they just have a big plot of land, and they just let it take you wherever you're supposed to go, and then when you're about to leave it, then they just drop you down.
Oh, okay, so it's like abort. As opposed to...
I don't know. I have no idea. Let us know. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm just throwing things out.
You would think you would have to, like, be able to call that, like, a little bit before it happened,
Well, you're a hot air balloon driver. You got some experience, you know what you're doing.
Yeah. Where do you get off? Like, not just hot air balloon pilots, but, like, airplane pilots, goddamn, boat captains, like, where it's like, yeah, I do this well enough to put dozens of lives in my hands at any given time. Like, where does that confidence come from?
You have a lot of years of training where you're not putting people at risk. I mean, airplane pilots, they have to, like, drive one of those smaller airplanes where it's, like, just them and anyone who's, dumb enough to ride with them. Right? It only has, like, spots for 5 people. They have to do, like, tons of hours.
Who's that poor bastard? That's kind of fucking airplane passenger dummy practice guy.
I mean, you got a co-pilot. Like, it's just tons and tons of years of practice and experience under that. And obviously the big airplanes that carry passengers have, like, the craziest autopilot ever. Like, the pilots probably do nothing in that airplane. They just sit there and let the autopilot do everything at this point. And
it's
so
just crazy to wrap my mind around. Is someone born without like any confidence at all? You know what I mean? Like the exact opposite of that.
You got confidence with your job. When it comes to tax, you're pretty confident telling someone they owe $200.
I'm gonna be honest with you here, man. I'm gonna say about 75% of the accounts or calls that I'm looking at, like I really love it when you get that caller that's like, yeah, so I can't do this, and I think it's because of this, this, and this. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. Because, like, in my mind, dude, like, when it's all of that money on the line, it's like, we're playing for keeps, man.
But you know that they're right. You can look at it and you can tell them that they're right or that they're wrong.
In
so
some
confidence.
Yeah, in some instances, yes. And then, like, we have all kinds of cheat sheets and notes and stuff that we can refer to, so it's written down. But, like, in my heart, though, I'm like, okay, yeah, that says that, but, like, I don't know.
You know, he knows.
Well, yeah, your tax dollars are in safe hands.
You're in safe hands. Yeah. Don't worry about it at all.
Yeah.
If you're in Missouri, your taxpayer dollars are.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say
going
which
to high
state.
quality value here.
I wasn't gonna say which state because hopefully some of those constituents aren't watching or whatever the hell they're called.
I think constituent isn't that just taxpayer?
Aren't those the ASAP requests? Aren't those from like?
ASAP requests
super big wigs.
No, that's from.
I can't be bothered to file.
No, that one I hate that because that's just from some company that helps a bunch of other companies with their taxes.
Oh, so they're not.
And they're just like in cahoots with the government. Like they're not affiliated with the government at all. They're just in cahoots with Kayla, and just freaking. Send a bunch of requests.
We might have to do a few beeps and blurbs on this one.
No, it's fine. Don't worry. No one's gonna watch it anyway, dude.
Jesus
no one's gonna watch it anyway.
Oh man, but yeah, dude, like that's when I'm just like, man, this is like way above my pay grade. I feel like sometimes where it's like I'm making decisions that I should not be making.
Just make them. You just gotta have the confidence. You just gotta make those decisions. Someone's gotta make them. Why not you?
I guess, man.
Why not you? Then you feel powerful.
Yeah,
the power. You can hold up the world.
There are some instances though where like I'll look at a 943, which is the applications that we work with. You know, and I do in my heart sometimes. I'm like, I hope I can fucking deny you. I don't like your handwriting.
You know, handwriting is just like
so sometimes.
I mean, I had that one where we have 3 numbers. This is going to be a slight break. We got a fire alarm going off. Give me just a second here.
That's show business.
I'm sure you can hear it.
That's it's this
Did it
episode.
Just stop?
Yeah, I think it was probably just a one and done.
Is it a we're out of batteries one?
No.
What happened? Did you? Oh, girlfriend lit someone on fire, folks.
Nice.
I was cooking pizza and there was a crust in the corner.
Right, you lit something on fire.
I didn't want to turn the fan on because it was going to be loud.
We can't hear it. You're fine. I didn't even know you were cooking. That's how loud we're being in here. All right.
I think we should leave all of that in.
Oh, we're leaving 100% of that in?
Like that's everyday life.
That's some incredible content for you.
Behind
folks.
every great Rome bro is a great Rome lady cooking pizza. You can put that on a t-shirt. Or
I don't. Don't put that. That one was a little bit of a stretch there.
Yeah, no, dude. Like you gotta have somebody in your corner cooking pizza, man.
I mean, you do, but like it was just long.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it needs to be. We need to like trim it up a little bit.
Just like you could just be like Rome girl, and there's a picture of a pizza.
Oh, I like that.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, yeah. If there's anybody out there that cooks pizza and makes catchphrases for t-shirts in the comments,
I don't think they have to cook pizza. I think just the t-shirt part was all we need them for.
You never know.
You have to cook pizza to make that t-shirt.
There may be some great designers out there that are also into cooking pizza. You never know.
They could be. Hey, if you are a great designer that also cooks pizza and want to make us a t-shirt,
if you're into pizza philosophy,
email. In fact, I haven't even checked our emails. I don't even know
clothing design. Oh, well, we should probably work on that.
We probably should. We'll do that after this episode. We'll check the emails. If there is one, we'll read it live.
Oh, that'd be fun.
On stream. If it's not an advertisement or some spam.
So yeah, if you have some questions or like topics that you'd like for us to touch on, and
email. Right there in the description.
Yeah, right under the sports crawl.
Yeah, that we definitely have. Yeah, sports crawl. Yeah.
All right, so more about Arizona, man. Did you run into any tarantulas out there?
Did not. I don't even know if there are tarantulas.
Thank God, dude.
There was no bugs. It was the winter time.
Anytime I think of the desert, that's the first thing my mind goes to is fucking scorpions and tarantulas just out there. It wasn't
as deserty as you would think.
Yeah.
I mean, it was gorgeous. Yeah. Honestly.
Nice.
Want me to say that the scenery was oh so pretty.
Yeah.
Like, it's just incredible because like there's these rocks, right? I mean, from Missouri, everything's flat, and then you get to Sedona, which is already like 4,000 feet above sea level, and then you have just these massive buttes and just big rock formations that are just sticking out of the ground like another 1,000 feet or something, and it's just It's just incredible. I didn't take any pictures because I'm a psychopath like that. But if you just Google search,
Real nut job, living in the moment.
I'll show Big D what I got to see here.
So for those of us that have slept through geography class, what is a butte?
It's just a big ass flat rock. It's a rock that's flat on the top.
So not quite a mountain.
Yeah, it's not.
Not quite a woman.
The thing that makes it not a mountain is how it's formed. So buttes are formed like layer by layer.
Okay.
Whereas mountains are just like shot out of the ground.
Oh, snap. So, any anime fans out there, it sounds like the first time Goku and Vegeta had their knockdown drag-out brawl, there might have been some buttes in the background of that fight. It sounds like, it sounds like it.
So this is, if you just Google search, if you want to see what Big D and I are seeing here, if you just Google search Sedona, Arizona, which is where I went, and then postcard picture. Is all you gotta really search.
Oh, nice. Yeah, there was definitely some buttes in that fight.
This is exactly... Okay. I climbed that rock right there. Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, that right there, that's a real picture right there. But, yeah, it's looking like... That's what it looks like.
Yeah, so, like, not quite mountains, because they're not, like, pointed at the top. Like, you could, like... Right, it looks like you kind of, like,
layer by
hang
layer,
out.
and it's flat on the top. Huh. Is what a butte is. Or something like that. I'm not a geologist. I'm sure there's a better definition. Any geologist, let us know. But let me see if I can get more realistic. I thought that was going to be...
How hard to breathe was it out there?
Not that bad for me. I mean, I lived in Colorado.
Oh, okay.
For a year when I was in college.
You're used to that, though.
You can also do, let's see, Sedona, Arizona scenery. Oh, yeah. That's a lot more realistic there.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, like... That was what it looked like driving down the road right there.
A lot more greenery than you would
editor,
expect.
put some of these pictures up on the screen for the viewers.
Yeah, we're looking at...
Yeah, it was actually a lot more green than you would expect.
Yeah, you wouldn't think that, especially riding around in the desert. I was thinking, like, tumbleweeds and, scorpions.
Yeah.
But, it doesn't look like... Oh, shit.
There was a lot of cactus. Okay. I mean, yeah, stuff like this. I mean, it was absolutely just incredible. Just like any trail you were on, you come out through the trees or behind a rock or something, and it was just... incredible. Like, my favorite part was when there was a couple of trails where you could see pretty much the entire city, because you'd go up into the butte and you just look out and you just see the whole city. It was just incredible. It was just absolutely stunning. If anyone likes good views, that's a good place to go. Might not be worth it because it's pretty expensive to go there. Obviously, it's a tourist town, and you got to pay for a plane ticket, so it might not be worth it to just get a couple pictures. But hey, if you got money to blow,
you can road trip. Yeah, I mean, like if you want,
Arizona, not from Missouri.
Wanted to drive it. I mean, yeah, it wouldn't be fun, but
I mean, the amount of you spending gas would probably be more than the plane ticket.
Oh well, shit, yeah. I didn't...
Well, no, you have to get the rental car. Oh, let me talk about the rental car. Oh, do we have time for this story? Let's see, where are we at? We got time for this. So, rental car, right? So my dad, this vacation was when he was put in charge. Usually my mom does most things and then runs it past my dad, and my dad's like, he like puts in a big whiny thing. My mom hates it. So she's like, you know what, this time, you just do everything from the start, so that way we can just cut out that part where you just change everything anyway. Alright, so my dad's like, okay, whatever. So he goes out, he gets the plane tickets, he organizes all the plane tickets, he gets the rental car, he finds the pad, the place we're going to stay, all that good stuff, right? He gets it all set up. Plane tickets, perfect. He used like all of his many frequent flyer points. I think he pretty much got most of the plane tickets for free or like almost highly discounted, which was insane. Like one of my ticket to Washington and my girlfriend's ticket, like the combined total for that was $11.20 for my dad out of pocket.
Okay.
So he gets a lot of just free points just for being cool. So we got the plane tickets. Plane tickets are great. No one died on the planes. That's pretty good. We're flying down there to Phoenix. I called it Philly. When we got there, I was like, we're in Philly!
Yeah. That's what I figured you were on the East
Coast. Because the airport is PHX.
Ah.
And I don't know, when I saw that, I just saw Philly.
Okay.
So we arrived in Philly, and we got to take the Philly SkyTrain. It was really cool. In the airport, there's a train. A little like trolley to take you to different parts of the airport.
Uh-huh.
And they called it the SkyTrain. The Philly SkyTrain. I was expecting for it to just be a floating train that would just like, magically go wherever you want. Turns out, no, they just got like a rail that's just lifted up like 2 stories off the ground.
Oh, so it's not even like on a cable?
It's not even on a cable. That's what I thought too. I was like, it's gonna be like on a cable. It's gonna be sick as hell. We're gonna like drift when it turns. No, it was pretty pretty let down. I was really excited, and then it was just a normal train. I'm like, you could just call it a train.
See, that would have been the opposite for me, man. Like any kind of like vehicle travel is like fucking nightmare fuel for me, man. So like, SkyTrain sounds like
right after an airplane ride for you.
Yeah, like what the hell? Some kind of plane that runs on coal? Like what is that?
Plane that rides. I like that. So, anyways, we get off the SkyTrain. We get to the rental car place, and we get in the elevator to go down to a rental car, and the elevator breaks.
Oh, no.
So everyone's worst fear getting stuck in an elevator. Luckily, it broke at the floor. So we were supposed to get down to, like, the bottom floor, but it stopped, like, one floor above it.
Uh-huh.
So luckily, we were able to pry the doors open and get out.
Oh, okay.
But it was definitely weird. We were like, oh, yeah, we just got trapped.
Were you in there with strangers?
No, it was just, it was 5 people with suitcases. We couldn't fit any strangers in there if we wanted to.
So that's like, how long are you stuck on an elevator before you contemplate using the bathroom on the elevator?
I mean, we had water bottles, so if it was number 1, it wouldn't even take me that long. You just go in a corner, drink all your water first, maybe, and just go for it. You know, I mean, that's not too bad.
That turns into a long, because like that's what you're like, man. I feel like I would be like. Finally to that point, and then that's where they would come to rescue you with your pants around your ankles and your fucking crowning.
We're getting you out of there. Give me 1 minute.
Right, like, okay, can you...
Are you sure, sir? We're trying to save you. Just 30 seconds, please.
Like, I didn't think you guys were going to get here this quick.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, there's definitely like a line there between like, do you hold it?
Yeah,
for a little
man.
bit? Like how badly do you have to go before you go? I would say pretty bad. Like I would be doing the pee dance before.
Yeah,
I go,
dude.
for
Like
sure.
before, but if you don't know that helps on the like if it's a weekend or some shit, you know, and there's no like staff around.
Like there has to be staff for an elevator, right?
There's got to be somebody.
I mean, there was someone there. We when we got out, it was so weird. Like it was the way to get to the rental car was very confusing if you didn't have an elevator. If you had the elevator, it was really easy, but obviously we didn't have one because it was broken.
Oh,
we walked down, we asked the guy, we're like, hey, where do we go? And also, your elevator's broken. So, and that guy pointed us first. So, anyways, we get down to, like, this, you know, the big parking lot underground where there's just, like, you know, hundreds, if not thousands of cars just lining everywhere. We walk out, we find our car, and it's a Nissan Altima.
Okay.
All right? Now, there's 5 of us, and we each got a suitcase plus a backpack.
Okay, so not enough room. So,
Nissan Altima, probably not going to be big enough. And my mom's was like, you know, trying to tell my dad before we got here that, hey, Nissan Altima's not going to be big enough. And well, that's what we got. So, you know, and I was rooting for my dad here. I was like, you know, I think we can make it work, right? We just, because the thing was with my brother also had a rental car. He rented a nice Mercedes because he wanted to drive a nice car around for the trip.
Yeah.
So I was like, all we have to do is just make this car work for us, get us 20 minutes down the road to my brother's car, and then we'll be fine. We can split everything up amongst 2 cars. No big deal.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm rooting for my dad. All we gotta do, you know, if we have to have backpacks in our lap, you know, we'll do it. We can do this. So, as long as we can fit all the suitcases in the back, and put the backpacks on our laps or on our feet, we'll be good. So we go pop them in the trunk, trying to fit the suitcases in, it doesn't fit.
Oh.
It's not happening. It's not going for it. And my mom's just pissed at this point, you know, because she told my dad to get a bigger car, and he didn't, so, you know, whatever. So anyways, my dad goes into the rental car place, and he's like, yo, car you gave me? Trash. He didn't say it like this.
I was gonna say your dad sounds fucking cool, man.
Anyways, you know, they're like, "Oh, we're very sorry about that. Let's get you a bigger car." So I don't know. We were waiting for maybe 15, 20 minutes or something for my dad to get the new car. Dad gets the new car. He's like, "All right, it's like P27 or something." So we got to walk a couple lines down to find the car. Wasn't too bad. We get to the car and it's a Kia Sportage.
Okay.
Okay, which is quite a bit bigger, if you didn't know. 5-seater, so we got 5 people we can all fit. One person can be cramped in the middle, me because I'm the smallest. But it's got room in the back. I don't know if you know what car it is. You can Google it if you want. It's big, right? So we get everything in it. We load it all up. Pretty much perfect, right? Everything can fit. My mom can still see out the back. We're all sitting in our seats. You know, it's a little cramped, obviously. It's a 5-seater with someone in the middle. It's going to be cramped, you know. But for 20 minutes down the road to my brother's rental car, no big deal. Worked perfectly. So mom hops in. She goes to buckle, and her seatbelt is broken.
Oh, man.
Her seatbelt has a tear in it.
Oh, man.
And so, number 1, that's just not safe.
Yeah.
You know, you can't have a tear in your seatbelt. And number 2, she couldn't adjust the slider thing on it. So
Well,
she
and
couldn't even
she's
buckle in
already
properly.
annoyed by this point.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
right?
like...
So, you know, we can't drive it. It's not legal to drive.
Yeah.
right, you can't drive with a seatbelt like that. So, we're like, all right. So we drive the car straight up to the thing. My dad goes in and explains the situation again. And so they come out and they get us another car. And we're like, all right, here we go. And this was, it was a Jeep something. I don't know what kind of Jeep it was. It was a pretty small Jeep.
Oh, boy.
But it was a Jeep.
Yeah.
So we get in, and it's definitely smaller than the Sportage, right? So everything fits, and we're all in there, but we're a little bit tighter in the middle, and my mom can't see out the back. Oh. So it was definitely a little bit tighter than the Sportage. But again, 20 minutes down the road, the seatbelt works. Let's go, seatbelt! Yeah. So we drive down the road to my brother's car, and my mom hates this car. They're like, the headrest was weird. She was able to fix the headrest, but she just hated the car. She just did not like it.
Yeah.
I rode with my brother in the Mercedes to our our house that we were staying at. So I didn't really get to see how bad the car was. I thought it was fine, but I drive a smart car, so, take that with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
So we get to the house. House incredible.
Yeah?
Okay? My dad might have messed up on the rental car, but goddamn did he land one on the house.
Okay.
Okay, this house was epic. It was, it had to be a multi-million-dollar house.
Yeah.
It was wild. It had like a big-ass living room with like a huge TV, obviously. It's a rental place. The problem was it didn't have any full-size blankets. Like extra blankets. The blankets on the bed were full size, but like your extra blankets, like to cuddle up on the couch, were like, if you had it at your neck, it would go down to like your knees.
Oh,
it was like, what the frick?
Yeah, like why bother?
What is this?
Yeah, it's like a little.
Yeah, it was like I'm trying to
cape.
So if you get your toes covered, but then like it's only up to here, and then your arms are not cold, or you put it over your arms, and then your toes are cold. Yeah. So I had to have two. I was using them personally, but it's kind of annoying. But anyways, big living room, beautiful kitchen. Every appliance you could ask for. It even came with a blender.
Okay.
Awesome dining room table, a piano in case you wanted to play that for some reason.
Nice.
A hot tub.
Okay.
A little.
That was gonna be my first question.
A little mini golf thing. It wasn't actually like a course, but it just had some holes in the ground and you could just putt around if you wanted to, which was cool. And then it had 2 basic bitch boy bedrooms, a master bedroom, a bathroom for the 2 bitch boy bedrooms, a master bath for the master bathroom, and then an upstairs that had like 4 beds in it.
Okay.
One big room, like a huge
a...
room, had 3 or 4 beds in it, and then that also had its own private bathroom up
that's
there.
Like if you're on vacation and you have kids, put the kids upstairs.
Yeah.
Is what it sounds like.
Yeah,
that's
for sure.
Cool, man.
So it was 3 bedroom, no, 3 bath. I get them mixed up. 3 bathroom, 4. What am I saying? 3 bathroom, 4 bedroom, and one of the bedrooms was freaking massive, and one was a master. So it was an incredible house. It was absolutely wild, and it had an outdoor fireplace that we didn't get to use, old fire pit.
Oh man!
Didn't even get to use that. But yeah, it was pretty awesome. So Dad nailed it on that. We ended up getting there at like 10 p.m. So after this whole rental car issue, getting to the house and just being incredible. It was like,
yeah,
it was
like
nice.
Okay,
And I got settled and go to bed. And then the next day, my mom was like, "We're getting a new car." So the rental car issue not over yet. All right, you thought it was over? No, it's not. So my mom's telling my dad like, "We are getting a new rental car. I'm not driving this thing around for a week. This is not happening." So my dad's like, "All right." So he looks it up. So Flagstaff's like an hour and a half away, or maybe an hour. Maybe it's only an hour away. I think I said 2 hours earlier. It's only an hour away. Whereas Phoenix, which is a much bigger place, was 2 hours away. So we either drive 2 hours and have a bigger rental car selection, or drive 1 hour and have a smaller rental car selection. So my dad, being my dad, naturally chooses Flagstaff, the 1 hour fewer car situation.
Well, because how shitty is the car? Like, do you want to get rid of this car so bad you're going to ride around in it for 2 hours? Or do you want to just go 1 hour?
Exactly. Yeah. So it's definitely a conundrum.
I'm with your dad on that one.
To be in. So, anyways, we go up to Flagstaff and we get to the rental car place, which is tiny. By the way, the Flagstaff airport, just hilarious how tiny it is. Like, really? I've only been in big, international airports. The Flagstaff airport, I went and looked at their, directory thing, where they run 6 flights a day. How do you stay in business on 6 flights a day? I think they probably, private planes probably come in a lot more, and they probably charge them a fee, and that's probably how they stay around. But, the 6 flights, it was so funny. I'm like, all right, whatever floats your boat. It was so funny, because, normally with, big airports, you got, multi-level, just big terminals, just huge. This was, one building that was just flat. It was just like a hot dog, it was just thin and long. Yeah. This side was baggage claim. Then you walk a little bit further, and you got like a lounge, and you walk a little bit further, and you got the security, and the security just goes out to the tarmac.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't even go to like a gate or something, if you know what I'm talking about with airplanes. It just goes right out to the tarmac, and I guess you just have to like climb upstairs to get to your plane or something.
That sounds like my ideal airport, honestly. Because any other time I've ever been in the airport, it's just like, okay, where the fuck do I go?
Yeah, it was empty.
What do I do?
We were like the only people in there. There was
Yeah.
like 2 other people. It was absolutely wild. So anyways, we walk up to the counter because the rental car place is at the airport. So we walk up into the airport to the rental car counter and we say, hey, here's the situation. We just need a bigger car. Right, my mom's doing the talking now. Dad's been fired. So mom walks up, she tells him what's going on. The guy's like, I'm sorry that happened to you. Let's see what I can do for you. So he types at his computer a little bit, and he's like, all right, I got a Ford Transit here that we can do. My mom's like, is it bigger than this? And the guy's like, yep. My mom was like, great. And my mom doesn't know what a Ford Transit is.
I don't either.
Okay?
So,
you don't either. That's fantastic
Yeah.
for you. Okay, if you know what a Ford Transit is, you know what's about to happen. So we're waiting there. They're getting the car ready to get pulled up to us. We're just chilling in the airport, having a good time. And we just see this big-ass white van pull it up. And Mom's like, is that our car? And my girlfriend, who knows what a Ford Transit is like, yeah, that's a Ford Transit. Mom's like, oh my god, it's a 12-seater. Okay?
Well, hey, plenty of room, right?
Plenty of room.
Yeah.
So we got that going for us. So my mom was not expecting that at all. And so the dude comes back in after bringing the car up, and she's like, that's the Ford Transit? And he's like, yeah, just like, you don't have anything else? Like, we got nothing else.
Damn.
And she's like, all right. So we got a Ford Transit for the rest of the damn trip.
No, man.
So you had like, it's just if you know what a Ford Transit is, you know what it is. But it's a big van, those big white vans that you tell kids not to get candy out of.
Yeah.
It was almost one of those, but it had a window on the side. So it wasn't like shut off, there was a window on the side, but it was big, could fit 12 people.
Goodness.
Insane, instead of like 3 seats in the middle, it was 4 seats.
So how much was that filling up at the gas
Oh,
station?
I don't know. I didn't fill it up.
Jesus
I was in the
Christ.
Mercedes every time they filled up. So, yeah.
Man.
So that was a great time, and then we drove that back. I guess it was better. My mom liked it more. I don't know.
Oh, so she
I would
was
hate
cool
driving
with it.
something that big.
Yeah.
I mean, she drives trailers and stuff. Like she has not an RV. I guess it is an RV. It's not an RV. A trailer, an
Like a
Airstream
Winnebago?
trailer. No, Airstream.
Oh, okay.
And you put she hookups behind her big ass Ford something truck. A Ram? No, she has a Ram truck.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
Okay,
she has a
so
Ram
like
truck and an Airstream trailer, so she's used to driving big things. So it wasn't.
farm truck. Okay.
It wasn't that crazy.
Is that like one of the ones where they got like 2 wheels on the back?
No,
Yeah.
no, she's not that crazy with it. No,
Like, fuck,
no,
man.
not that wild with it.
Man, it sounds like a good time though, man. It
Yeah,
really does. Like,
I was having a great time the whole time. Everyone else was upset because of the car situation. I'm just laughing my ass off. I'm just having a good time. I'm just like, I don't care. Like,
Yeah.
what does it matter if I get home at 10 or 8 p.m.? Like, we're not going to do anything for the rest of the night anyway.
yeah.
Right? What does it matter? We're just going to get there, take our stuff out of our bag, and go to bed.
That's kind of the
So-
bummer of vacationing with parents. Like, you can't really do any of like the nightlife stuff. You know what I mean?
I mean, I
It's
don't like
they're
doing
really-
nightlife stuff, so I don't have a problem with
It's
that.
a vacation though, man. Like you I don't know. Like the last time we went on vacation with my folks, man, I was honestly pretty pissed a lot of the time, just because of the lack of freedom, dude. Like they didn't trust us to like take the rental car anywhere.
Oh,
You know.
well, there's your problem. See, my brother got his own car, so we could just go do whatever
Yeah,
we wanted to.
that's what we should have did. Like
Yeah.
in hindsight, but like yeah, it was just. And like you said, like, they're in for the night by, like, 10 o'clock, so we didn't, really do any, like, adulting, like,
I
it
mean,
was just more...
Yeah, we wanted to go out and do the trails and stuff early in the morning, so it's like if we went out and did some party and we'd be back, we would like 4 hours of sleep and then go hiking after that, yeah, that's not a good time.
Sweat the evil out, though, yeah. Fucking...
I suppose, maybe. I don't know. Maybe that's like a death trap there. I don't know. Is that sweat working out after you're hungover? I've never done it, and let me know.
Yeah,
You ever worked
it's-
out after you're hungover? Is that a good idea or a bad idea?
It's not pleasant for whoever is around you, because all of that alcohol is coming out of your body.
Very stinky?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, like, it's funk and alcohol, so, yeah,
Right.
That's not very pleasant, but it I don't know if it's good for you or not. I'm not a fucking nutritionist. I'm not gonna
Not a
sit here
nutritionist.
sit here and lie.
Disclaimer, not a nutritionist.
Yeah. So yeah, any
Don't know.
Yeah, dietary advice from me, take with a grain of salt. I'm not a nutritionist. So, there is that.
But yeah, it was both those, I just wanted to finish the other story. The things that I wanted to go to, the like, obstacle course and the zoo, right?
Yeah.
No one in the family wanted to go to the zoo if it was just the zoo. Like most of the family wanted to do the zip line, and they were like, we don't want to just go to a zoo because we can do that anywhere. You know, we don't want to do that on our vacation. I'm like, we need to find stuff to do. We're struggling to find stuff to do.
That was
so
going to be my question, though. Like, what's the appeal of a Arizona zoo versus a Missouri zoo? I was going to
probably not. I would. The St. Louis zoo is pretty freaking fantastic.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like, so, like, what's?
It's probably not any better. We didn't end up going because, like, we looked at the zip line, booked up the day that we wanted to go because we had a family friend who lived 4 hours away, and he made the 4-hour drive to see us and stay with us for a couple days. So we were going to do that with him. Yeah. And on that day, they were booked. They were actually available the next day. Maybe we should have done that the next day, but whatever. So that was booked up, and then we looked at the obstacle course. That was also booked up. Man. And we didn't even look at the hot air balloon, but I would assume that was probably also booked up. Everything was just booked. It was awful, man. You couldn't get to any restaurants. You couldn't get to any, like, just fun things to do. Like, even just Google search, like, indoor things to do in Sedona. There's nothing. Really? There's nothing in it because it's an outdoorsy place. It's all about the hikes and stuff. So like there was that zoo and there was the obstacle course. And the obstacle course was in Flagstaff. It wasn't even in Sedona. So if you wanted to do indoory stuff on your vacation, don't go to Sedona.
Or maybe just like plan ahead. You know.
Well, that's what I wanted to do the hot air balloon for. Like, that was when my mom was like, "Hey, everyone needs to do some research and find something they want to do." So I literally sent the zoo and the hot air balloons to my mom. Like a while ago, like months before maybe not months, a month before we went on the vacation. Yeah. And they didn't make any reservations. Freaking. Well, yeah. Whatever. So.
I probably didn't want to get in a hot air balloon, which I can't blame your mom there, honestly.
Well, the only person that wouldn't want to do it was my dad. My girlfriend said she would do it, but I think she might have bailed at the last minute when we're hopping in. She might have chickened out.
I can't wrap my head around, like, if you were planning to go left, but that's not the way the wind's blowing, like, what do you do?
They have something in place for that, obviously. I'm sure you could ask them and they could tell you.
Like some kind of, like, rocket propulsion?
Maybe. Maybe they got something like that. I mean, I know they got the bags on there. Maybe that helps. I don't know. I'm not a hot air balloon driver, so I don't know. Wouldn't be able to tell you.
I called a hot air balloon, I don't even know what you would... like ride. Agency? Yeah, I called one, but like it was a prank phone call. I was just seeing how much money they would charge to allow me to jump out of the balloon, but like I don't
probably the same amount for a ride, huh?
No, they weren't about that at all.
They said no, we're not allowed.
Yeah, I was like, what if I bring my own parachute? And they're like, no, you're not.
All right,
not jumping out.
I'm gonna say, if I was a hot air balloon agency, I would absolutely allow that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say, you know what, bro, you do you.
Sign a waiver, you know, and just...
Yeah, sign a waiver. You brought your own parachute. You incur all risks. I mean, I don't know, maybe... I probably have to contact a lawyer, make sure it's still legal, because, like, it might still be illegal.
Yeah,
it's like allowing someone to hurt themselves might
like there's
be illegal.
Assisted suicide laws and stuff.
Yeah, so you probably want to just double check with your lawyer. But if the lawyer says it's fine, then shoot, I'm going for it. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, man.
You want to... go for a parachute ride out of my hot air balloon? Well, let's go for it, man. I'll join you. Frick it, dude. We'll just leave the hot air balloon up there.
Now, that's one thing, like, as terrified of all of that stuff, that I feel like if I could work up the nerve to do one thing like that, like base jumping, I feel like where, you know, that they have, like, the Batman suit. Yeah, that looks fucking awesome. Like, that looks fun.
That one looks a lot more dangerous.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, though, too. Like, if it goes wrong, you're just gonna smack the ground and die. You know, because, like, isn't
that with anything?
Well, no, that's the terrifying thing for me in all of those situations isn't dying. It's, like, hitting the ground and then living, and you're all, like, fucked up afterwards and, you know, shitting in a bag for the rest of your life or in a wheelchair.
I mean, you can just pull the plug. Like, if you hit the ground and you live, you can just, you know... tell the doctor.
I mean, my wife and I, we do have an agreement. Like, if we're ever in a fucked up situation like that, and the plug can be pulled, we're gonna pull
just yoink it.
Yeah, we're gonna do that. But like, I don't know. Like, what if you're like still barely enough alive to where it's like unethical for them to pull? Like, well, I mean, he can still turn his head. You know?
I I think that's not the line.
He's still kind of.
I think like still walk. Probably still be the ethical line.
I don't know, man. Would you want to live in a wheelchair?
In a wheelchair, I'd probably go in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
I'd be chill with a wheelchair. But if it was like anything in addition to the wheelchair, probably not. Like if I was blind and the wheelchair.
Oh fuck, dude.
Probably not want to do that.
Even if you're just blind, man. Like,
I would go
blind with working legs. I would.
I would try to make blind work. Blind would suck though, because like no, you can't use a computer.
Man, yeah, you can't. Like even you can like hear movies and television and stuff, but then you got to be that asshole that's like, oh, well, what's going on now? You know, like what?
Well, I don't think you're an asshole in doing that. You're blind. You can't really be the asshole.
You're an asshole if somebody's trying to enjoy the movie and they got to tell you every 30 seconds, oh, they just walked in a different room.
Well,
you know?
You probably would. I mean, like you could do like sports. Probably become your favorite things, like sports commentators on the radio.
Oh shit! Yeah.
They really do a play-by-play. You can really get that visualization in. So you probably just get into sports.
Yeah, audiobooks.
Audiobooks. Yeah, that would be.
Fuck. Would you rather be blind or deaf?
Definitely deaf. I mean, blind would significantly be worse. Like deaf, definitely you get sign language. You can just learn that. I already know the basics of sign language, so you can definitely do that. And like you can kind of figure out what people are saying just by looking at them. You know, if they're like, you can tell they're angry or if they're like
pissed, man. Yeah,
you can tell the emotion that they're giving without the sound most of the time. You can kind of pick up some clues in the conversation, and I feel like when you're being deaf going around. Like, it'd take you a while, but I'm sure you'd be able to, like, eventually be able to catch up, pick up on most things.
Yeah.
You know, you could kind of just infer what's going on. But, yeah, being blind, I mean, that's definitely a more severe sense to lose, I would say.
Deaf or in a wheelchair, in the wheelchair, your dick no longer works.
Deaf or in a wheelchair with no dick?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd probably just do deaf just because I know ASL, but neither one of those sound that bad. Like, I don't really care about my dick. I'm not really a dick user, as they say.
I'm not just talking about sex, though. Like peeing on your own.
Oh, well, then definitely deaf. Yeah.
It's not just like, but like, I mean...
I think most people would take the deaf on that one. That's not being able to pee?
Yeah.
Not being able to pee or not being able to hear. Like, even if it was just, like, no wheelchair, just I couldn't pee, I would still go deaf.
But, like, I mean, there's real no upside to the wheelchair versus... even as a music lover, I would still rather be able to wipe my own ass than to hear a good song. That was really sad to say out loud, man. I didn't, in my heart, I did not want to say that. I was like, I still, like, in my heart, wanted to choose the wheelchair, but I just...
You can't choose the wheelchair, man.
Fuck.
Hey, let us know down below. What would you do? Would you rather be deaf? Or not be able to pee and not be able to walk?
Yeah.
These are the philosophical questions we bring you.
Yeah, man.
You're on RomeBros.
Yeah, I think that's a good place to put a pin in this episode. I would imagine, because we've been at it. Yeah,
a little under an hour.
About
here.
An hour. Yeah.
50 minutes or so. But hey, there's your philosophical question for the day. Unfortunately, we could not get a guest on the show. I know we had like 4 weeks to do so, but turns out Conjuring the Dead really bad, very hard.
Yes. So
what we're gonna try to do is we're gonna try to get what are they called?
Necromancer. Medium. Yeah.
To channel their spirits. So we'll be talking to them directly.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, which I know a lot of you guys were all about, but we just can't do it. Maybe some days we'll get them directly. Maybe in the future when we're more popular, we'll be able to get them more directly easier. But for the future, we're probably just gonna have a medium or a necromancer channel their spirit and do the interview that way, which is pretty much almost the same thing. Really, from you guys' perspective, I mean, you're not seeing them or anything,
so it's voice for them. So,
just a disembodied voice, classic.
Wow.
But if you know any mediums or necromancers,
yes, please put them
in touch.
We
got comment section or that email address in the description.
There's hot questions that we want to know.
Hot questions we need to know.
I think
the viewers want to know as well.
That I have a lead on an interview with Mark Antony, but you know how these things go.
Okay, so, we're straight away from the women now.
Well, I mean, it's still a hot figure in history. But from the other perspective here, maybe we do something for the female listeners. But
maybe we can get Cleo Patty on the line.
Yeah. He knew her, you know, so you never know. Yeah,
you never know. All right. Well, thanks for listening.
Yeah.
And dog jump on bed.
Philosophy.